You know, I never knew how the pain of cringe from looking at old content felt just by watching other people do it. But this is the first time I'm gonna be affected by that like no other moment. Now, if you couldn't already tell, these first ever songs by me were made as a parody to some of the tracks in Bo Burnham's Inside. And let me just get this out. I really want to listen to this album. I saw somebody say that they'd give it a higher score if they were still a band kid. But I feel like that doesn't diminish a lot of the messages this has. Because I've listened to Look Who's Inside Again a few times, and that is amazingly put together, as is a lot of the tracks in here. Outside, however, literally all I did was, what if I took this track and made it the opposite? It's just so funny. It's just so funny. Because of how awful I'm expecting this to be, I'm actually going to listen to every song in here one by one, going from inside to outside. But we're just gonna start with what inspired FaceTime My Nephew, because I feel like a boring track would cause a less intense emotion of dread than just a straight up offensive track. So we're just gonna real quick listen to what Bo has to provide in the third track of Inside. I should really listen to this in order. I should also really get the lyrics pulled up too. See, that's why I wanted to look at FaceTime My Nephew first, because I would have thought this carried like just the same exact simple and fun vibe of like putting family above really anything, or like thinking family time would be important, which it is, and that's what makes me think that it might actually have some slight novelty to it. Times like that, there's a non-0% chance that somebody's gonna compare Inside to Mr. Morale. Alright, let's see what I was putting down in FaceTime My Nephew. Just a fair warning, I am going to censor a few lines in this, because it does have like a few names from my family that I don't want public. Let's see what I was putting down like nearly 4 years ago. I think you can just tell that I'm stalling, man. I literally made this thing in Clipchamp, man. I didn't use a single VST or anything like that. Literally, I used a video editing software that is browser-based and free. I remember thinking this was boring, but it could be. I just remembered how bad the vocals are gonna be. The text is off center. I think it's worth saying I also recorded this with literally my Chromebook mic. I didn't have like a legit mic like this one. I don't think I even had like a Windows computer I could like practically use. If I have to suffer, you guys have to suffer. I released this on September 11th. This is the worst thing. Alright, let's bring it in. Let's bring the offbeats in. Here we go.
Pour chalky milk, microwave, dino nuggies. I'm a FaceTime my nephew tonight.
Yeah, dude, look at how much passion I'm putting into my lyrics, man. I'm putting in so much passion. This is the most passion you could ever want from a 12-year-old. I looped like the entire instrumental. This snapping is literally the only percussion there was.
Tonight. He's obvious and rocking the Huggies.
So when I said obvious, I mean like re-emphasizing points. But that's not something I should really like be mad at, because I feel like that's just something you have to do when growing up. Just like that's something you have to do to like get better at speaking, just like taking the world in as it is. And I'm just here acting like that is not a bad thing, just a charming thing, man.
I'm a FaceTime.
Can we get a run back?
I'm a FaceTime my nephew tonight.
It's like a ritual, man.
I call, he steals his mother's phone.
Yeah, dude, it's slam poetry. This right here is just slam poetry right here. That's why I'm not following a hard melody, man.
I call, he steals his mother's phone. I say, give Mama back her phone.
Keep 12-year-old me away from Llama Llama Freestyle because I'm going to just fumble the entire time in there.
He says, how else am I supposed to talk to you? Talk with your mom. That's pretty smart.
Friendly reminder, this is the best song on the 4-track EP.
When am I gonna watch my hero? I'ma FaceTime my nephew tonight. There's a Beyblade anime that is dope.
And I feel like it's also worth saying that I got literally every single rhyme from Rhyme Zone, man. As every wannabe artist does the first time they're trying to make it big.
I'ma FaceTime my nephew tonight.
We got the harmonies again.
He wants me to talk to his dad. He's such a gamer, that is very sad. Oh wait, I'm also going to be a gamer in my 30s.
Oh, this does genuinely almost seem satire. I mean, it kind of is a form of satire if I'm literally parodying Bo Burnham, which of himself is already kind of a parody when he's not taking himself seriously in the sniff too.
Dad, I'm also going to be a gamer in my 30s.
See, now that is a good moment because that is actually creative and a good scenario to just not be following the rhythm.
Now that's sad.
I should have put that in the lyrics. I should have put that in these lyrics.
Uncle, look at my action figure. I'ma FaceTime my nephew tonight. Do you like it? Then I say, yeah, sure, I'ma FaceTime my nephew tonight.
Okay, hold on.
That was probably my worst one ever, jeez.
I didn't know what was good and what was bad. This is my best one. So yeah, there are some elements in this. There are some elements in this that are kind of charming, like just the message of spending time with your family itself, which I guess the original actually had. Yeah, I feel like Bo Burnham has just everything on me in this one. This track I'd probably have to give like I feel like 23, 25 out of 100 is fair enough. Alright, our next song is Piss. Actually, I'm remembering just now that this is kind of cringe, so I'm just gonna go ahead and go right to Welcome to the Ethernet. And I just want to say this, I read a Wikipedia article for Ethernet and Ethernet cables, and this is the first song I created for this EP in question, and I'm sure you can tell what it is inspired by, and I'm sure you can tell that once again, this is just me flipping, it's so funny! Let's watch this performance of Welcome to the Internet. I'm pretty sure this is actually, like, completely deserves the attention it got, because, like, this is just more commentary of, like, how chaotic the internet is as just, like, a space to, like, find out how to do stuff. Pros of the internet. You can find literally anything. Cons of the internet. You can find literally anything. That's basically what the song is saying.
Welcome to the internet. Have a look around.
Dude, and it, like, has such a catchy tone to it, too. This is just, like, inspiration for Daniel Thrasher's, like, entire career. I should pull up the lyrics again. Are they here? They're not here.
We got a million different ways to engage.
See, by that line, I used to think he meant, like, a million different ways to ask your partner if they want to marry you. As in, a million different ways to be engaged with your partner. Like, some kind of, like, WikiHow or BuzzFeed article, like, multiple different locations to, like, propose. But what he means by this is a million different ways to engage with media, as in a million different ways to react to media. So far, this is very wonderful for what it is. I feel like this track itself would like be approaching like a 9 out of 10 for me. And that's why I don't think it's like a good idea to like make a parody of this song, because like this song is just like providing as much commentary as it possibly can and is structured amazingly in that regard. I think this is a brilliant way to approach how chaotic the internet can sometimes feel in its information, and I really don't feel like this would be the type of track that would be a good idea to apply the switcheroo to, because it's not like the Ethernet is a competitor to the internet, man. You cannot compete to the internet. That's why this amazingly made song exists. The Ethernet is literally something you use to connect to the internet quicker. And from what I read, I'm pretty sure I remember it would only be possible to make local connections rather than global, like the internet, whatever that means. But I'm just gonna stop yapping and just listen to the part of this track that sounds even more like a musical. Dude, this is just structured so amazingly. This just feels like even more commentary on how accessible the internet is, as in how much life has changed ever since it has become mainstream. Before me and like 99% of the people watching this were born. And this really just is increasing the amount of pain that is going to come with listening to Welcome to the Ethernet. And that's also why I feel like this track right here would just be like a quality diminisher of what is quite a conscious track. And that's really what is making me afraid to hear what I was like when I just didn't view like a bigger picture. Wish me luck.
Welcome to the Ethernet. What's that funny word? Well, to understand it, you would have to be a massive nerd. If you want to know then, no one like you will show you everything you look reading here.
I think that is what is making this such a painful experience. Like the fact that I'm not caring about the flow at all. I really thought that it was gonna flow even worse, seeing just the word pretty thrown in there, but I digress.
Welcome to the Ethernet. Nobody knows why, but the easy way to access it is use Raspberry Pi.
Nobody knows why. Nobody knows why.
So go get that and make something cool like a collage.
And I stuttered too. One take. I'm the biggest hypocrite of 2021. That is kind of a bar, though. I dropped the metaphor right there.
Welcome to the Ethernet. So many wires. What do you like to use on that?
Dude. What welcome to the internet instrumental did I use to where there were just random barks thrown in?
What would you prefer? Would you like?
Make your own fire. Use land. Use man. Use 48-bit.
I'm not even putting as much soul into this as I was FaceTime my nephew, bro. That's the exact reason this is worse than FaceTime my nephew, because I did not care about what I was saying, because family is more important.
Here's an article that your father published. Welcome to the Ethernet. It's underrated, but why use local multiplayer if it doesn't exist?
It's the flow, man. It's the flow and the bang.
Think heck, it's not global.
Think heck.
Why would you want a person in modern warfare call your stepmother in?
An idiot croissant. See, this is just more proof that I just used Rhyme Zone and did not care about, like, stuff adding up, bro. I just rhymed to rhyme, bro. I was here dropping bars like, I'm not just heartless darkness, and heartless narcissist, I'm charming smartness and disarming sharpness. Let's move past whatever that was.
Welcome to the Ethernet. Output at cables. That means the more that you have, the more that you can mislabel. Or microwave printers, gaming consoles, or maybe even for your remote.
But think of the flow you're going to have before you put in the flow.
Who needs a VPN when you have different Wi-Fi? Take your friends and family in the call of extra lunch. Join your call with your brother with local.
Join a call. It's with your tall sister with dolls and cool drywall. Go to the mall while in the call in Senegal to play basketball in your overall the either. Okay, well, that ship has sailed, man. And that is the climactic line, bro. That's the climactic line, bro. The forced rhyme, bro. Please trust us, there's definitely no JoJo reference. Why would that be a worry? Why would that be something worth warning about? Let's just see how this ends. Man, I don't even have the interlude in this. You gotta actually brace yourself. See, right here, I'm legitimately running away from the beat, bro. Blueface could never. I don't think I can listen to any more of this, genuinely.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
That's not something to be proud of. I had, like, literally no reason to make that track. If I had to rate it, I'd give it, like, a 1.5 out of 10. So, before we listen to this next track right here, Piss, we gotta listen to this track right here.
How we feeling?
Give me time to open your Genius page, bro. This does feel a lot more like a track he just made for fun. And I feel like the most redeeming quality about this track is just how self-deprecating it is and trying to make light of how bad your day is going in a depressive manner and trying to make it not so. Let me listen to this now. Some decent rhyme schemes in this though. So I'm finding out just now that the context for this track is that it was made during 2020, which was the year of our Lord and Savior. More like our... It was made with the context of, like, being in quarantine, like, fully decreasing your will to go about your day, motivation to go about your day, because you don't get the stimulation that is going outside, and having fun going places can be seen as a comment on how people use their depression as a punchline, and if not done right, can reduce it to just that. So yeah, I feel like this is just a way to, like, deal with, I don't want to say trauma, but, like, negativity. Just, like, laugh about it. And the top comments say something like that, funkiest depression ever, and Bo makes depression sound like a funky trend. And I feel like when you do see this track trying to act like your life is not a bad experience, when it actually is, just being in denial, this is kind of a good track that I just completely decimated and removed the COVID-19 meaning of when I made piss. I don't want to do this. Credit to Xander Dolan for recreating the instrumental. I'm sorry for associating your name with this, Xander. Before I give the lyrics I used, I actually said pass instead of the other word. So yeah, guys, just ignore take a pass.
Someone just exposed me for using Rhyme Zone. Just kidding, my videos are unlisted.
Ultimate comeback to cheating.
Waking up at 3 a.m. I really need to take up. That really messed up my REM, but I still need to take up. I am late by 1 long time. People acting like it's a massive crime.
Okay, I do gotta say that this flow is pretty hard to make sound bad. I am late by 1 plonk time, though.
Perfect attendance is on the line. I'm not fine. Are you feeling what I'm feeling? I haven't brushed my teeth in nearly 1 whole month.
Okay. I was vibing to that too. Dude, the only good parts in this EP is when I'm copying Bo. I haven't brushed my teeth in nearly 1 whole month. That is no longer true because I now have a schedule and I am now actually able to take care of myself.
I forgot to turn my own
Alarm clock on. I do remember that though.
clock on, so my sister just had to wake me up. Sitting right next to my class nemesis with my teeth. Yeah, they look like...
Sitting right next to my class nemesis. Ooh. That right there is a good rhyme scheme though. That right there is kind of a bar. Sitting right next to my class nemesis. There was a kid in my class that I always used to dislike, and the reason that I did dislike him is because he was just the chronically online band kid or meme kid, and this is essentially how he acted. Basically, he was the band kid, but I don't hate him as much as I used to because he is a good kid when he has to be, and he was so worried about me when I had a nosebleed. He has a soul. He may have Reddit karma, but he has a soul.
Yeah.
Oh no, not the vocals. This is one of the problems that I am seeing in these. The fact that I'm not putting any effects into my vocals other than volume.
Like 44 ounce cup of...
I'm so glad at least the high note was cut out. Feeling like a bucket full of yellow piss. I'm not gonna listen to the rest of this because I do remember how it goes. All day, all piss. My cat puked on my bed, then hissed. She actually didn't hiss. But yeah, I do remember.
Yeah? Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah.
I feel like it's worth like showing the fact that I cut off the end like insanely early though.
Tell me, do you feel like...
As seen. This actually wasn't as horrible as Welcome to the Ethernet, but that's only because I like stole pretty much everything from Bo. I feel like my new scores are like 26 for this, still like 15 for this. Yeah, 20 for this. Let me listen to... I'm pretty sure it's Bezos I. I do kind of like how this album constantly goes between like energetic little fun tracks like this and then...
Are you feeling nervous? Are you having fun?
That is basically how it feels hearing Backseat Freestyle in Good Kid, Mad City. Bezos I is the 7th track from Bo Burnham's May 2021 Netflix special Inside. The song mocks Amazon's former CEO, Jeff Bezos, for his seemingly endless wealth and ability to get away with anything. That is capitalism in a nutshell. It is reprised later with the appropriately titled Bezos II. The song might also serve as a critique of society's tendency to glorify the rich. This right here is commentary again. This is a song made out of comedy. A song made to like say how it feels when Bo experiences giving somebody who already has a lot of money even more money, which does bring up the discussion of morals. I don't know, my mind isn't in the right space right now. I feel like that scream is just how he feels. This song, as it is shown, seems like it speaks from the perspective of somebody that does actually idolize a person just because they have a lot of money rather than like looking at their personality. And that's what you could see Elongated Muskrat as well, because like Elon Musk went from an inventor to erase this, but I feel like this is just another case of me just like not looking at the full image. And although I would probably know this is not what Bo truly believes about Jeff Bezos, that's not what would make me like actually look at the bigger picture if I even did. That is basically why I thought this was gonna be the worst song in the EP. Let's listen to Elongated Muskrat. I think you'll be able to tell why I hate this so much.
CEO of Tesla Motors, low RTS car promoter, Elongated Muskrat.
CEO of Tesla Motors, low RTX car promoter. I mean, at least I did know.
CEO of Tesla Motors, low RTS car promoter, Elongated Muskrat.
Dude, the dissonance goes crazy with this one. It cut off.
Come on, Elon, you can make it. Make a Tesla so I can take it. Dogecoin is the best currency. You have more money than Gordon Ramsay.
This is just another example of me thinking that Rhyme Zone is the method to being a decent artist.
I don't want to make a joke yet. Your net worth has skyrocketed.
I don't want to make a joke yet your net worth has skyrocketed. What joke? You don't want to make a joke? That is what Bezos I is, a joke.
You have nearly 2 mil grand. Come on, Elon, take the stand.
Elon, do not take the stand, please.
That was the first try.
I feel like with the context that this is all a joke and is making fun of people who have these thoughts, this is like about the level of the other songs on the EP, if not better. But like when I was making this, I genuinely thought that Bo Burnham was just like praising Jeff Bezos, and I did not see anything wrong with it. So with that context, I can confirm that this aged horribly, and this is like about a 5 out of 100. I went into this thinking it would be a 0, but I'm not a bad person. What have we learned from this?
Piss.